Hello everyone, welcome to your August 2019 love readings. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. This month I am doing a longer version of the X spread for all signs. I've also uploaded a massive 24 card spread comparing what you want versus what the person you love wants. Once your sign is uploaded on YouTube, it should already be available on Vimeo. Remember, not all signs are uploaded yet. I hope you enjoy your readings and I wish you a fabulous August. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your love reading for August 2019. I've already shuffled the decks and you did have 3 jumping cards. Let me show you what they are. You had the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords sometimes represents mistakes, the energy of somebody ruining everything. You have here a very happy relationship, a marriage, a happily ever after. And then you have Justice, which can represent the sign of Libra, but it also just represents perhaps an apology, again, for a mistake or somebody trying to make things up to you. Let's go ahead and put these back in the deck. Let's also get a main energy from you from this deck. This is all major arcana. Let's see what the strongest energy is for the sign of Sagittarius for August. What is the strongest energy around Sagittarius for August as far as love, romance, and relationships? What is the strongest energy around Sagittarius as far as love, romance, and relationships? And the card that you have is a star. So the star represents your hopes and wishes being manifested. We'll go ahead and come back to this card because I'm going to tie it in with all of the cards that I pull from this deck here. Okay, this is the love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August 2019. The first card you have, Sagittarius, is the Nine of Wands. This is the love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August 2019. You have the Magician. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. You have the Page of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. Nine of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. We got the Four of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. Death. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. Two of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. The Hierophant. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for August. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here. I see that you have, even in the bottom row, you have 2. You have a major arcana in every single row here. So I feel like there's some important changes coming in for you in the month of August because the major arcanas are the strongest energy. And you have the Magician, you have 1 here, you have Death here, and then you have 2 down here. You've got the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So you've been waiting, if you have been waiting for something big to happen for you as far as love and romance, it very well can happen in the month of August, especially with the star being the main energy. Again, the star represents your hopes and wishes being manifested. Those things that are, at the top of your list, whether it's meeting the right person, getting a proposal, having a significant relationship, it's all here. This can happen in the month of August. One thing that I want to tell you here is that you've got the Magician. So this is going to be totally up to you because the Magician does represent empowerment, you being in control. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, again, this message from the star, whatever it is that you're watching this reading for, you have the power. You have the power to make this happen in the month of August. Just remember that. Now, let me just look here to see what other messages I see. I mean, the other thing that really stands out is that you've got Death. Death it does represent something really dramatic happening in your love life. Now with Death, I mean, I feel like it very well can be some type of significant new beginning, but with Death, it also comes with some type of ending. It could be the end of a relationship if you've been wanting to leave a relationship or a marriage. But Death can be maybe the end of fear because you've got strong fears here with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, it does mean that the sign of Sagittarius is worrying himself or herself sick. This is agonizing, maybe over a relationship. Maybe a relationship where you want and you need something to change. There could be a very dramatic change in a relationship where somebody is holding back from you. So you've got the Four of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles does mean that someone is kind of keeping you at a distance, which completely ties in with the very first card that I pulled for you, the Nine of Wands. This is someone who is not letting you in, someone who's keeping you at a distance emotionally, because they're just trying to protect themselves. You're being told right here that you need to stay in control. For some of you, you could be afraid of a relationship. You could be afraid of loving somebody because they're not showing you the same emotions. They're not letting you know how they feel. You may not know where you stand. That's what I get from both of these cards. Keep in mind that the nines, and you have two here, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, they do represent attainment. So you can manifest, and again, you have that energy here, manifesting, the Magician. You can manifest a relationship even with someone who seems to be holding back from you. Someone who's playing it safe. It very well can be a relationship that is off and on, because I see that right here. The Two of Pentacles is someone that sometimes can be a little wishy-washy. Sometimes they call you, sometimes they don't, sometimes they ask you out, sometimes they don't. Off and on. This just represents scattered energy. It can even be a relationship where somebody has to make a choice, either you or the person that you love. You also have the Hierophant here, which can represent the sign of Taurus. But the Hierophant also does represent kindred spirits and soulmates. You might feel that you really belong with the person that you're with right now, the person that you love. This is that feeling of, this is who I belong with. Again, this is a spiritual connection. But maybe they don't quite see that yet with the Two of Pentacles. This is someone that goes back and forth, back and forth. It could be your partner, or it could even represent you. Maybe you're not sure what you want. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying that the month of August, things can move forward for you. The Wheel of Fortune is all about movement, change for the better. I feel like relationships that are off and on, you can see things can finally move forward in a healthy direction. Maybe there's commitment for you. Relationships, again, you know, where someone's playing it safe. I see that here. I see it here. I feel like the sign of Sagittarius, like you're afraid. There's something that you're afraid of. It's either you or the person that you love. You do have the Page of Wands, which also represents change. So this ties in with the Wheel of Fortune. There is a positive change. The Page of Wands can also be that you're receiving good news. Perhaps you're receiving good news that your hard work has paid off as far as wanting to manifest a committed relationship with someone. But I just see this message here. I'm going to get a few more cards for you. I feel the sign of Sagittarius is afraid of losing somebody. I feel like you're afraid of a relationship where things are off and on, or there is some type of choice. You have the power to manifest whatever it is that you're hoping for in your love life, because the main energy is the Star. So your hopes and wishes are valid. It's not wishful thinking. But keep in mind that the Star does mean you have to trust your inner guidance. So whatever your inner guidance is telling you, and that's also represented by the Hierophant, whether your intuition is telling you that, you know, you have to wait, be patient with somebody. Maybe your intuition is telling you maybe you have to communicate something to the person that you love. You have to trust your intuition. Okay, let me get a few more. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August 2019? Look at that. You've got the Star. So this is a repeat card because that is the message that you have here from this deck. So you've got the Star as a repeat card. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August? You've got the Queen of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August? And the Two of Wands. So for some of you, there is a water sign because the Queen of Cups is a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It can represent your partner, but it can even be you if you have a Moon or Rising and a water sign. It can also just be that this is a very highly emotional time for you, which I definitely see. I feel like the sign of Sagittarius is very worried. You're paranoid about something. The Nine of Wands does also represent someone who's very paranoid and protective of themselves. But again, the Star is your repeat card. And I'm still going to pull cards from the confirmation deck, so it's possible it could come up again. There is something that the sign of Sagittarius, I mean, you are really hoping that something comes to pass. And because it's here 2 times, whatever it is you're most hoping for, whether you're hoping to hear from somebody, I do see it here. Whether you're hoping that somebody, you know, kind of stops doing this wishy-washy behavior. I see that happening. Your hopes and wishes are valid. Just kind of keep that in mind for the month of August. You also have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands does mean that, you know, there's waiting. You've been waiting maybe for something to happen. You've been waiting for your hopes and wishes to come true. I mean, I do feel like for some of you, you're tired. You're tired maybe of waiting. But with the Star card showing up 2 times, I feel like this can very well happen for you in the month of August. You have the Death card here. This is some type of huge change, huge transformation in your love life. But for some reason, you're being told that you make this happen. Now, if you're thinking, how do I make somebody commit to me, or how do I manifest a relationship, it could be that it's the way that you're thinking. Because I do see the sign of Sagittarius agonizing here, worrying themselves sick. Okay, let me get a few cards from the confirmation deck. Let's see what messages you get there. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August 2019? You've got the 5 of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August? You've got Strength. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for August? And the 7 of Wands. Yeah, so I do see you being really, really protective of yourself, but you also have a double message here to be, let's see, where is it? I know you had Temperance here. There was a message. Okay, 2 of Wands. You have to be patient because there is this message of waiting. The Strength card represents patience, and the 2 of Wands is waiting. So you have this message. You're manifesting something, but you still have to stay strong, because I do see some unhappiness here, the 5 of Pentacles. This also is the energy of somebody that has completely shut you out of their lives. This is, you feeling very kind of depressed. This is a loner energy, just feeling really lonely and feeling like you're not quite connecting with the person that you love. This is emotional poverty. For some of you, maybe the Magician is here because you really need to speak up about this. You've got the 7 of Wands. This is the need for you to really speak up, stand your ground, set boundaries with the person that you love. For some of you, this could even be someone that has, maybe ghosted you and just completely, cut you out of their lives without any type of explanation with this 5 of Pentacles. This card does represent the sign of Leo, but again, it's just telling you to be brave, to stay strong. Don't let your ego get the best of you, because right next to the Strength card is pretty much a message of ego. This is the 9 of Swords, agonizing, worrying yourself sick, because someone is holding back from you. Someone is playing in very safe. I see that here and I see it here. I feel like the sign of Sagittarius is hurting because someone is not giving you what you deserve. Remember, the first 3 cards that jumped were the 5 of Swords, Justice. I forgot what the middle one was, but I know that you did have the 5 of Swords and Justice in there. I think, it was the 10 of Cups. So there was a very happy relationship or marriage. Somebody just completely messed up. There's really no other way to explain the 5 of Swords. They made a huge mistake. And it could be maybe that you're worried that things are not going to get back on track with the 9 of Swords. Okay, let's go ahead and do the X spread. And you did have a few jumping cards from this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me get the first deck out of the way. And for the X spread, it can represent someone that you had a long-term committed relationship with, but it can also just be someone that you dated, someone that you just saw a few times, and you want to know if you're going to hear from them again. Okay, so let me show you the cards that jumped for those of you that want to reconnect with an ex. You had the Knight of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So, the 3 of Swords can represent perhaps your breakup, perhaps, somebody is bringing up divorce. The Knight of Swords does mean that things can change very quickly. It could also just be that your ex is brokenhearted or you're brokenhearted. But again, with this Knight of Swords energy, this is like the Tower. Things could change very unexpectedly. You could be apart now and together tomorrow. So let's go ahead and put these back in the deck. These are just jumping cards. And let's go ahead and get a main energy for your ex as well. So I'm going to use this deck right here, the same one that I used for you. This is all major arcana. Show me the strongest energy around Sagittarius' ex for August 2018. So the strongest energy around your ex is the World. So this does represent kind of a new chapter in their lives. Perhaps they're ready for a new chapter. This represents closure, completion, time to open new doors. So let's see how that ties in with the cards that I pull for them. Show me the energy around Sagittarius' ex for August 2019. Show me the energy around Sagittarius' ex for August 2019. Interesting. You've got the 8 of Cups, which is interesting because the 3 of Swords jumped for them which also represents a breakup. And then the Eight of Cups, this is someone who chose to walk away. Show me the energy around Sagittarius' ex for August 2019. King of Wands. Interesting, King of Cups, because you also had, I think you had the Queen of Cups in the first spread. The Hermit. Three of Wands, and you had the Two of Wands in the first spread. Here it is again. So a strong water sign energy. King and Queen of Cups. Knight of Cups. Eight of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see what we get from all of this. Now, there is a strong water sign energy, King and Queen of Cups. And remember that you had, I think it was the Queen of Cups that came up in the first spread. This spread here represents your ex. I mean, you're a part of that, but it mostly shows what's going on around them. So if your ex is a water sign, this just shows that this is their energy. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Although it can also just represent very emotional energy. I mean, that's one thing that I get. If your ex is not a water sign, if you're not a water sign, there's just a very emotional energy around your ex because they are starting with the Eight of Cups. It seems like your ex could be perhaps really thinking about why things ended. Maybe even rethinking that. I do see, two people here. I say two people because, I mean, there's three court cards, but I see two people side by side because you've got your energy here. You are the King of Wands because you're a fire sign. There's two people side by side, and there's a decision to walk away. I feel like your ex is rethinking perhaps leaving. If they're the ones that chose to end the relationship, the Hermit does mean that your ex is doing a lot of soul searching. This is searching for the truth. And if you have not heard anything from them, if you're not hearing anything, even if you're trying to communicate with them, there's this message that they're choosing their timing. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity to maybe reach out to you, to talk to you. I feel like they're still trying to figure things out. I mean, I see you next to the energy of a person here. With this being the main energy around your ex, it could be that they need to close a certain chapter in their life right now before they can come back to you. Because I see them waiting for the perfect timing, for things to fall into place. They're still soul searching maybe about what happened, if they're the ones who messed up, because I feel like for many of you that is pretty much what happened with that Five of Swords jumping with the Justice card. Something was not fair for the sign of Sagittarius. I feel like your ex made a huge mistake, and they could be rethinking that right now. They could even be realizing that they messed up, but they're choosing their timing. They're waiting for that perfect opportunity to try to get you back. And I do see that here, because the Knight of Cups is someone who is trying to sweep somebody off their feet. This says, a change in your relationship with your ex. And this is, a surprise to you. You have the Eight of Wands. There's a very unexpected movement around your ex here. A very unexpected movement or very unexpected communication. But the Nine of Pentacles here tells me that things do have to fall into place for your ex first. This is them getting their stuff together. This is them, pretty much putting themselves back together. This is about self-respect, self-love, self-worth. First, they have to kind of really figure themselves out. Again, they're waiting for the perfect timing to come back to you, to communicate with you. Let me get a few more cards. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August 2019? Yeah, you've got an unhappy energy here. You've got the Four of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex? Seven of Pentacles. They're doing a lot of thinking here. It ties in with the Hermit. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius as far as their ex for August? The Page of Cups. So I do see communication here. The Page of Cups does represent someone who's speaking from the heart. This could be a love letter. This could be them calling you and letting you know exactly why they really left, what they figured out, this energy from the Hermit. The Page of Cups is just communication. We have the Four of Cups here, which does show me that your ex is unhappy. Your ex is unhappy. This is, feeling depressed, unfulfilled, just really, really hurting. But they have a lot to think about. The Seven of Pentacles is saying that you're going to have to be patient because they're slowly figuring things out. The Seven of Pentacles is tying in with the Hermit here. The Hermit is so searching. They're so searching, and they're weighing their options as far as what they're going to do. If there's someone else in the picture, because you did have the Two of Pentacles in the first spread, it could be that they're trying to decide who they want to be with. It could even be, you know, perhaps there's another fire sign or a water sign. You know, they're being very patient and they're trying to figure things out. They're weighing their options about what they're going to do next. But I do see your ex here being unhappy and just kind of depressed with this Four of Cups energy. But I feel like eventually, once they figure things out, there is communication here. The Page of Cups can also be renewing your relationship. Okay, let me get a few cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August 2019? What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August 2018? What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August 2019? What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August? Got the Hangman. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August 2019? They've got the Emperor. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius about their ex for August? And the Tower. So there's a lot of strong energy around your ex. 3 major arcanas here. A lot of strong energy. The Hangman does show that things are still stuck around your ex. The Hangman means that they're in limbo right now. They're in limbo because you see it right here with these 3 cards. They're trying to figure things out. They're trying to figure things out. They're trying to see the truths, which means that maybe how they feel about you, or they're trying to decide if they want you back. It's not quite clear to them. So right now they're in limbo. They're stuck. There's a need for your ex to really take control. I mean, you had the Magician in the first spread, but they've got the Emperor. They also have to take control here. Because, I mean, I just see your ex as, you know, just in a very kind of unhappy place with the Four of Cups. They're not really doing what they want right now. They're trying to figure things out. There's the energy of someone who's very lost here. There's a need for them to take control, make decisions, move forward. And I feel like for many of you, they will. You got the Tower, which represents a surprise. So this ties in with the Eight of Wands. I told you the Eight of Wands is a surprise, a change that comes completely out of the blue. Same energy as a Tower. This could be, you know, surprise communication as well with the Page of Cups. I feel like once your ex has done a whole lot of thinking and soul searching, which we see right here, once they see the truth, once they make their decision here with the Seven of Cups, I feel like there will be, you know, a very unexpected development. But they do have to take control first. And for some of you, if you're not seeing anything or hearing from them, it's because they're waiting for that perfect timing. They're waiting to figure things out. They're waiting to see what it is that they feel. It's not quite clear to them with the Hermit here because this is them trying to figure out the truth. We end up right back at the first card, the Eight of Cups. And remember, I keep thinking about the first 3 cards that jump for the sign of Sagittarius. The Five of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and Justice. They could be rethinking why they left here with the Eight of Cups, because this is a goodbye. Someone choosing to walk away from you. You're right here. Again, they could be realizing they made a huge mistake, and if they haven't, I feel like they will. But what you have to wait for your ex to, you know, be ready for a new chapter in your relationship. The World, again, this is endings and new beginnings, but this does represent a victory. So it will not be the same relationship it was before, especially if it was that kind of relationship that's off and on, with kind of wishy-washy behavior. This is a whole new chapter as far as your relationship or your marriage. Okay, Sagittarius, this has been your love reading for August 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.